Welcome to Sips and Spirits, a podcast for lovers of both alcoholic and spectral spirits. I am your co-host, Chelsea.
I'm your host, Eric.
And this is our podcast.
Yay! A few disclaimers before we get started, and distractions. Facts and stories are presented from various sources, so we make no claims these tales are true. We just found them to be spooky and interesting.
Ooh. Cocktails and spirits are tasted for the first time during episode recording, unless noted otherwise. If this is your first time here with us, this is one of our Cryptid and Cocktail episodes where we actually make the cocktail ahead of time to pair alongside the cryptid. Yep. So our cocktail is inspired by that cryptid. So because of that, we have to try the cocktail first before we share it with you guys.
Sometimes more than once. Just to make sure, you know what, like, let's try it again.
That is really good.
That's really good that we want to share with people. But even though we are a drinking podcast, we want to remind you that it's fine to enjoy the spirits, but don't let them possess you. We may be a drinking podcast, as I mentioned, but we strongly encourage you to drink responsibly. As much as we love you guys enjoying trying our cocktails that we make, there's never any pressure to consume them.
Exactly. You can stick around for the spectral spirits if the alcoholic are not your kind.
Yeah. Come drink with us or don't come drink with us. Come listen to us then.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. We're fun all around. So, what goes next? What is the cryptid today?
Just, what is a cryptid?
What is a cryptid?
We've been working that in, remember?
Yes, we have been working that. What is
because
cryptid?
We've had people ask us, well, what exactly is a cryptid? And it made us realize that, hey, not everybody may be familiar with this term. So pretty much a cryptid is something that hasn't been scientifically proven nor disproven. For example, Loch Ness Monster, Mothman, these are very infamous, well-known cryptids. Oh, Bigfoot. I always forget. Apparently, he's not very high on my list.
Nope.
Sorry, Footy.
Is a cryptid, it can be, something that, like, you hear stories about, either through generations, culturally, or like, the crazy guy at the bar kind of thing. It's sometimes, as you guys have heard previous episodes, it makes national news. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's just a tale that's old as time. Not a love story, though. Unless you talk about those Mothman buns.
Right. So we've been relying on a card deck from Afterlight Comics to help us draw cards. And that's just one part of people helping us. Mm-hmm. Then when we go to events, for example, Midsummer Scream, we ask people we have discovered who we think are really cool if they would be willing to pull a cryptid card or ask some of our fellow Halloween lovers. So this cryptid was pulled by one half of Gigi Knights, and we're going to go ahead and play that clip to reveal the cryptid.
So, going ahead, pull a card, any card.
That one feels good.
That's the right one.
Pull a card, Nick.
Oh boy. This one.
That one.
Okay. Then read what you guys pull. Okay.
The Momo Man.
The Momo Man. Okay. Cool.
Oh,
fantastic.
As you saw Gigi Knight draw, our Cryptid and Cocktail this episode is the Momo Man.
Momo Man.
So before we jump into the Momo Man and we give our little toast, do you want to share a little bit? Because I think this is the first time we're having someone who pulled a card who isn't one of our friends from the Samhain Society.
Correct. So, Midsummer Scream, this year.
Yep, 2023.
2023. I wanted to... So, let's go back a little bit more. When I buy shirts that I want to wear, I want to buy shirts that I don't see often. When we were going to Disneyland for our son's birthday, I wanted to get a Spider-Man themed shirt because that was the theme for his birthday, Spider-Man. Even though a week before he changed the skeletons to be his favorite thing. Neither here nor there. So I went to Target, I went to stores, and I was like, I saw a shirt that I like, but I was like, I feel like I've seen that shirt. And I'm glad I didn't buy it because I saw it like 10 times at Disneyland, and I pointed out to Chelsea every time I saw it.
He did.
Kind of thing. And so when I went to Midsummer Scream, I was like, I want to buy a shirt that is different, that is unique, but it's something that I like.
Something that's you.
Something that's me. and also it fits me. As you can see, I'm larger than life. So it's some, not all stores make my size, and that's fine. You know, that's them. That's their choice. Cool, kind of thing. When I stopped at their booth, Gigi Knight's booth, I was like, I need to buy something from them because their art style, their themes, their whole everything was like, yes,
Yep.
I love this. And I saw their shirt. I think it's Sad Clown, is what it was. It's a clown club, and there's two lovely clown girls, a bright orange shirt, and I was like, this is amazing. I love it. I had to go back and buy it. Like I saw them first. We stepped away for a second. So like, I need to walk around a little more. Like, nope, that's what I'm buying. And I went back and bought it, kind of thing. And then I wore it the next day.
And then we were chatting them up, had a great time. We got a free Mothman sticker, which was how appropriate. And then we were like, kept going back and forth. But Eric was like, I really want to have them pull a card.
Yes.
So we did.
We did. We pulled a card,
And here we are.
Yeah.
And we are looking very forward to having them be on an Instagram Live in the future after we get the other half scripted
Yes.
done and presented. So that way we can get them on at
Together.
one time. And you guys get to learn a little bit about this amazing artist and their table hand.
Yeah. But yeah, so it was a fun time. I'm glad to do it. I'm not wearing their shirt today because, anyway.
Didn't fit with the theme of the
Didn't
episode.
fit the episode, but yes. So, cheers to the Momo Man.
Cheers to Momo Man, and thank you, Gigi Knight. Our glass is so full it didn't clink. Okay, so we're gonna get into.
Can I try yours again?
Yeah, so I'm gonna explain why Eric wants to try mine. There is one ingredient we'll get into a little later, and it has a couple different varieties. So we tried one variety when we were making this cocktail because we only had that. We didn't have the standard version. And then we picked up the standard version and decided during the episode we'll try both the standard and the variation that we had on hand.
Should we click again?
One more time. There we go. It's like a different cocktail.
Wow.
Those are very different cocktails.
Those are very different cocktails indeed.
Which is hilarious. We only changed one ingredient, and like I said, it wasn't even like changing the type of spirit. Oh, I'll get into it.
Yes.
So that was delightful.
That was very
different.
Delightful. Yes.
I love it's like, how do you describe like appetizingly disgusting?
Yeah, it's a gross drink, but it's enjoyable to drink.
Yep.
It's like you put your mouth like, something's off, but I want more of it.
Yeah.
That's the best way I can do it.
Yep. So before we jump into discussing those flavors, what's actually going on in this bizarre cocktail, I wanted to announce, I mentioned earlier about our Instagram lives. What we try to do is anyone who pulls a cryptid card will do a live tasting with us on Instagram, trying the cocktail of the cryptid they pulled. But we are postponing those to 2024. As you guys may have noticed, this episode is coming out much later than it was originally planned because life has just been a thing. So we haven't skipped those. We're just giving ourselves some grace period. So we appreciate you guys holding out, waiting for that as we try and finagle schedules, not just on our end, but also our guests' end. So thank you for being patient, but they will be coming. We're just kind of taking our time with them. And then we happen to stump listeners on guessing this cryptid. Nobody got it.
Nobody got it. Oh,
which is a surprise.
Dang it. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's interesting. This cryptid is interesting.
Yes. So you want to talk about what's going on in this cocktail?
What's going on? What are we putting here? So we have a few ingredients. We have an ounce. So Chelsea's has an ounce of Crystal Head Aurora vodka, an ounce of Machu Pisco, half an ounce of velvet falernum, half an ounce of Grand Marnier, and 3/4 of an ounce
Of lime
of
juice.
lime. The only difference is that mine has the regular Crystal Head.
Yep, your standard Crystal Head vodka.
Yes.
That was my bottle on the bar. Sorry, guys. And then in mine, see, and I can line them up like that.
Yeah,
Perfect.
sure.
That was unintentional.
This is their skull release for the put out this year, but it's still this regular vodka.
For those listening,
Yeah.
Eric's gesturing. We have a special bottle of Crystal Head vodka for the standard version. They came out with a bone finish edition of the bottle for Halloween, so that's what he was referring to.
My bad.
For those
listeners.
watching on YouTube, it's okay. You can see the difference.
Listeners, I'm sorry.
It's so hard when we have something so visual
Yeah,
that we're also trying to convey through our audio.
there we go. But yeah, the only difference
Is that mine has Aurora and his just has Crystal Head.
Crystal Head, and they're like two different cocktails,
Yeah,
and they're both gross.
I think mine's a little bit more delectable.
Yours are more delectable than mine, but I still want to drink mine more. like I'll
That
continue.
it feels like you're.
Like I'm gonna continue drinking it. Like I said, it's not gross. Like I'm gonna throw up. It's like uncomfortable, I guess. But like you still want to drink more of it. At least that's our expression of it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so I'm very curious how this goes about with your listeners to try it, and when we go do this live to see how it goes.
Yeah.
So
this,
why did we choose these ingredients?
So we took a lot of. We really kind of vacillated and struggled with getting this cocktail going. It just was like there weren't really any like flavors or even location that was really standing out from where the cryptid comes from. But eventually we kind of came to, and one of the things was that we drew inspiration from was the Missouri Mule, which happens to be one of the most popular cocktails in Missouri. And this is where Momo Man hangs out. Yeah. And then, as we ironically found out, trying to find something that would click or work, we found out Crystal Head is one of the most popular spirits sold in Missouri.
There we go.
So, brand specific. There were other liquor types that were more popular, but when it came to a like celebrity brand, Crystal Head was most popular.
Most popular.
So I thought, oh, we have Crystal Head. That works perfectly. And then I selected the Machu Pisco to represent the unknown monster. Because, as you guys know, we've done a tasting of the Machu Pisco spirit. I love the bottle because to me it looks like there's a little monster on the bottle, like a little monster eye. Or monster face. So I'm going to hold that up for anyone watching on YouTube. But it's pretty much, I think it's supposed to be green, like banners, but it looks like an eye and teeth, depending on how you look at it. Huh?
The bat looks like a bat.
Yeah. Well, maybe it's a bird now that I'm looking at it.
Yeah, it could be a bird.
But when I first saw it, I thought it was
A monster, yeah.
So it felt like it would work. And this is a very unique spirit pisco that's been growing in popularity, and it adds a very different flavor to things. It's like a grape type of liqueur. So I was like, let's give it a try. Lo and behold, it worked out well. The Grand Marnier is used in place of Cointreau, which is what the Missouri Mule calls for. And the falernum is a substitute for Campari, because if you guys are familiar with us here, after 48 episodes, we're not big fans of Campari. I don't know if we've talked about it before.
I think we have.
But we're very, in our personal lives, not big fans. We've tried getting into Campari, but it's like one of those spirits where you just always know it's in there for us, and it's not.
The taste just like ruins the cocktail too. Doesn't ruin it.
It's too bitter for us.
Yeah.
And I think part of that might even be just in correlation to us not being big coffee drinkers, which tends to have like a bitter taste, right? So.
I would like to point out that falernum is not a substitute for Campari in
It's
drinks.
not a substitute. We substituted the Campari for falernum.
Yeah, because the Campari is usually on the Missouri Mule.
Yeah. So, falernums essentially are sweetener in this cocktail.
Yeah.
And then, as usual, we add our citrus to kind of bring out
All
the natural
together.
flavors. This made it very more earthy tone.
Wrap it all together.
So I feel like we're like drinking the dirt the Momo Man was
Yep.
walking on.
Pretty much.
Yep. Liquid dirt, guys. Why is it so pleasant?
Again,
I cannot explain.
It sounds gross. It's not, like we keep saying, like it's a gross drink. Like it's not like a refreshing drink. It's not a comforting drink. It's not like
not
a warm
sour.
drink.
It's not sweet.
It's just like, huh?
It's like, what is in this?
What's going on? But it's like I want more of it. At least we want more of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Again, if you try our cocktails, try it out. Let us know. I really want
Chelsea wins again.
I really want an honest, like what everybody else thinks about this, and be like, hey, what's going on with this?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Any other things you want to add to the tasty notes?
Nope.
Okay.
The more I'm drinking it, the more I'm like, this is enjoyable. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Very enjoyable.
So I'm happy about it.
I'm very proud of myself on this one.
You did a fantastic job.
All right. So if you guys are interested in trying this recipe, as always, you can find it on our website, sipsandspirits.com. We have a little tab up at the top called cocktails. Click on that. You'll find this recipe and more
And
that
many,
you
many
want to
more.
explore. We're 18 cryptids in right now, guys.
Ooh la la.
And many more to come out of 42 in a deck. So yeah. You ready to move on to your
Cryptid
sharing
time.
cryptid facts?
Cryptid time. I need a song for this.
Right? This is how I feel about like the Guess Who
Yeah.
or like what is it? Questions from the Beyond.
Transitions. Anyway, so once again, our cards come from the lovely Clash of the Cryptids decks from Afterlife Comics. And today we drew, it was drawn, the Momo Man. According to Clash of Cryptids, Momo is short for Missouri Monster and is reported to have a large pumpkin-shaped head with a furry body and hair covering the eyes, which resembles a shag carpet. It is a large, 7-foot-tall, man-like creature that emits a terrible odor. Once again, gross, like our drinks.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm curious. I want to touch it.
Very intriguing,
I want to touch it.
nonetheless.
For those of you who are wondering how I go about doing research on cryptids, Google's my best friend for this kind of thing. And whatnot. But what I used to do is I go to the Wikipedia page or whatever it is, and then from there I build off to look for different information, either news articles, personal stories, and whatnot. So usually I get the first intro from Wikipedia, and then I expand based on that. So, Momo the Monster, also known as the Missouri Monster, Momo, is a purported ape-like creature, similar description of Bigfoot, that has allegedly been sighted by numerous people in the rural Louisiana, Missouri, in 1971 and 1972. Unlike some other areas with similar reports of cryptids, such as the Fouke monster, or in the Fouke.
Fluke?
Fouke.
Folk?
Fouke.
F-U-K-E?
F-A-U.
F-A-U.
Yeah.
Folk.
Fouke. Arkansas, or the Mothman in
Point
Point Pleasant in West Virginia, Momo did not become a major tourist or economical folklore attraction. Kind of thing.
And just to clarify, not Louisiana and Missouri.
Yeah.
It's a town called Louisiana in Missouri.
Slightly confusing when I first looked it up.
Yes.
I think I was like, Louisiana, Missouri. Okay, I was like, wait, are they next to each other? I had to look at a map, and I was like, wait a minute. But no, it's a town in Missouri called Louisiana.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to throw off your rhythm, but I felt I should throw
cool.
that in there.
In the summer of 1972, Momo the Monster was making front page news as he terrorized the good folks of Louisiana, Missouri. Okay, here's an reporting from an actual article from the Post-Dispatch. There you go. The monster hunt on Marshall Hill is just a monstrous joke, according to the non-believers. But nobody's going to get Edgar Harrison to believe that, or his wife, Betty, or his daughter, Doris, or his son, Terry Keith, or Vivian Hutchins either. Mrs. Betty Harrison, Hutchins' sister-in-law, and her 7 children have moved into Hutchins and his wife. With the Hutchins and his wife. There we go. Sorry. Mrs. Harrison says she'll never go back up there to the Harrison's house on Allen Street at the foot of Marshall's Hill. Hutchins, 56-year-old, was serving station attendant until he suffered a minor stroke. He lives in Georgia Street in town. He hasn't seen the monster, but he has heard it and smelled it too. The odor is worse than any old goat that you ever smelled, Hutchins said. It growls like a bear, but a bear doesn't run on 2 feet. You okay there? Mm-hmm. Doris, 15, and Terry Keith, 8, saw a thing in the back of their yard, which leads into the woods on the hill. It was right by the tree, 6 or 7 feet tall, black and hairy, said Doris. It stood like a man, but it didn't look like one to me. Doris saw the thing a week ago, last Tuesday afternoon. She was home watching the other Harrison children while her father was at work at the Department of Public Works. And her mother was at the cafe at the Harrisons had been running on Main Street. The cafe is closed now, though. Too much trouble with all the kids, Mrs. Harrison explained. Terry and Wally Paul, he's 5-year-old, were out in the back with Chubby the dog, Doris said. When I heard Terry start screaming, I looked out the bathroom window and saw it. I started crying and ran to the other room to call Mom on the telephone. Then she and Dad came home. Mrs. Harrison interrupted her daughter. You left out a part, she said. You forgot to tell how Terry Keith's face was so white when he got into the house he couldn't see a freckle. Terry Keith is a red hair with a considerable number of freckles. Whatever Terry Keith saw, his brother Wally Paul didn't. Ever since that Tuesday night of last week, Shelby Ward, the police chief, has had a bad time.
Why is that?
Many a night he has been called out of bed to go to the hill to investigate things people hear. Yesterday morning, Ward got about a dozen men together and made 3 passes up the hill. We didn't find a thing. I hope that's the end of it. However, the search party wasn't back sitting in the shade of Clyde Estate front stoop across from City Hall more than 20 minutes when a new report came in. Up at the restaurants, they're saying we didn't find any trace of that thing because it got a big tail that swept away his footprints, said Nelson Clark with a laugh. Clark, a member of the fire department, had been on the hunt. When Doris Harrison said that the thing was only 6 or 7 feet tall, she was contradicting other reports, which said the monster had gone between 7 and 12 feet tall. The Mississippi River down to Pike County with about 5,000 persons is generally conservative, said George Miner. Aren't all small towns conservatives, he asked? John Gillis, news editor of Louisiana Press Journal, said that people here usually don't get excited about things. But Glenn Walker, who drives a taxi cab and thinks the whole story is a lot of malarkey.
Oh, that malarkey.
Malarkey. He said, you can put one word right here and by the time it gets around the block, you've got a dictionary. Sorry.
You gotta warn me before it gets really old-timey and I get too excited.
This is 70s. Oh, so old-timey. There are stories the monster picked up sports cars and hauled it into a ditch, and some persons say the thing has 3 toes and each foot has on each foot and has.
You gotta read that again because I didn't get it. What?
And some persons say the thing has 3 toes on each foot and has green eyes. It has green or red eyes. Someone is supposed to have seen it crossing Highway 79 with a sheep or a dog or something in his mouth. Ward's worry is that people are going to go up the hill with guns looking for this thing and somebody's going to get shot. We've been up there and we've been convinced there's nothing there now. We got the hill barricade off, but you know some kids will get up there at night. More than likely, that's how it all started anyway. Some kids making noises. Vic Mayer, too, was also worried about guns on the hill. He raises Australian sheepdogs and quartered horses down Highway 79 at Clarksville. He came up for the hunt because he is a member of the Pitt County Rescue Squad. There were maybe 100 people at City Hall when we got there for the hunt, the mayor said, and most of them had guns. I was glad when Shelby held it to the law enforcement officers and the members of the rescue squad. I wouldn't have gone up if he hadn't. Harrison, who had worked for the city for 21 of his 41 years, said he and maybe 50 other persons had heard the monster. Harrison's a deacon at the Pentecostal church. Last Friday, he said, we were having a regular church meeting at my house when we all heard it. It's kind of like a loud growling noise. We heard it 3 times. Then it seemed like it was hurt or something. It gave a large whelp. Mrs. Harrison said, it sounds like a gorilla. That's what it is. A Bigfoot. I heard they got one in California and up in Canada. Harrison has put a bait for the monster. He hung some fish from the tree and hung some ham skin on a limb. The bait hasn't been touched. In addition, Harrison has tied his dog up there on the hill behind the house at night. While I sit out there waiting, there's something up there. We just haven't found it yet.
Doo-doo-doo.
Some people think the Harrison children saw a honey bear forged down towards town in search for water in Town Branch Creek, which runs close to the Harrison house. The weather has been hot and dry. Others say the Harrisons heard probably was some kids fooling around with a tape recorder. Their search served at least one purpose in an election year. 4 candidates from the county sheriff were out showing their devotion to duty. But even that ended in failure for Jack Floyd, the police chief at nearby Bowling Green, who is one of the Democrats running for sheriff in the primary next month. I thought I'd get rid of some competition, said Floyd, but all I saw to shoot was Republicans.
Wow, racy.
Racy. Cryptids in politics.
Ooh. If we had fun episode titles, that's what I would call it. Cryptids in politics.
Cryptids in politics. Momo Man.
Wow.
Is it red or blue?
Momo Man sure caused quite a stir in Louisiana.
Right? It's like, there's like a few articles I found actual newspaper clippings.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I apologize. I don't pay for the subscription, so I try to find the best I can, and they're all granulated. So trying to read those was hard. Luckily, I found this whole description, and as you read it, I was like, yeah, it sounds like an article because they instead of saying people, it's like persons kind of thing, and then they had quotes from different people all over the place.
Well, it was like you start off Post Dispatch. What year is this? That's how they're getting their news, is through the Post Dispatch.
That's the name of the.
Is that the name of the local newspaper?
I think so.
Oh, okay. Because you would get, right? That was, what is that? The telegrams.
Yeah.
Right? And those messages to be read to everybody were called Post Dispatches.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, wait, when did you say, what year was this?
1972.
And the way the dispatch is coming out, I was like, oh my God, this sounds like total town gossip. And we're just reading this in town square.
Pretty much. Well, I mean, you saw some cat, Candace used to say, hey, look at me. I'm here to cut the monster.
I mean, I love the description. Well, the descriptions are conflicting because one person said 6 to 7 feet, but now someone else said it was 7 to 12 feet. And I was like,
puberty. Well,
okay, they both had 7, so they've got that. But
why is everyone scared of 7?
We've seen, we've seen how big a 12-foot skeleton looks.
Yep.
But we don't have there is no 7-foot skeleton. They start at 5 feet. Mm-hmm. So all the normal size ones I have with quotation marks,
just add a foot
they're
to me.
5 feet tall. So they're technically taller than me. But yeah, 8 feet, it does seem significantly bigger from 7 feet.
Yeah.
And we were just looking at that with Christmas trees, right?
Oh, yes.
So, I also love, it's they have 3 toes. It's you took time to count their toes. Maybe they found footprints. And that's what they're basing it off
I'm guessing they found footprints.
But I was
No, see,
You're debating over the height, but you know exactly how many toes.
the Momo Man went there to get a haircut, to get it all trim up, and then went to get a pedicure. Like, oh, 3 toes. Easy job.
Well, and then you said it was what, 70s? 60s?
70s.
70s.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's funny. The eyes could be green or they could be red. And I'm like, well, it is the 70s. So if they use flash, they would come up red. Without the flash, they'd be green.
There we go.
And I feel like this is a reoccurring thing on Worries is guns. People taking guns up the hill or into the marsh or into the swamps, which is completely understandable.
Yeah.
But it's like all I keep thinking of whenever I hear this scenario starting to spark is...
Quails.
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm thinking of Jaws.
Oh, okay.
When all these fishermen are coming around and just dropping dynamite in the water to catch whatever sharks they can.
When the
It's
kids
like...
with the fin. And they're like, what is going on?
Well, not that. That's different.
Yeah.
But when all the fishermen are coming and just like bombarding the harbor and everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
And half of them don't know what they're doing. That's exactly why the what do you... I don't want to say police force, but your...
Chief police.
That's why your
Rescue squad.
your police force is concerned, right? You're
Yeah.
the police chief.
I mean, well, and
they're reliving poor old Brody.
in a country where the gun capital per people is very high, you have to be concerned when the mass number of people are going out to look for something they don't know what they're looking for.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Even back then.
Also, I need someone to fact check honey bear size. Like, do they get 6 to 7 feet big?
I don't know.
Someone's gonna have to correct me. I'm pretty sure a honey bear is another name for a honey badger.
Oh.
Or it's a cousin of it. It's one of the two. But they're pretty much the same creature. But a badger, I think it gets up to like 3 feet long, 3 to 4 feet maybe.
That was like 5.
I would say an anteater, but those are big. But like a honey badger, they're not that big.
Mm-hmm.
They are aggressive. So I would see how you could correlate like the growling. And they do have that
Stinky.
stink gland.
Mm-hmm. It could be a badger.
Thank you, Octonauts, and what's that? Creature cases.
I was gonna say, like now describing, I'm like, yeah, it could be a badger because they're shaggy. They're kind of like riggedy kind of thing. I don't know.
This is one of those ones where I'm like, yeah, okay, I could believe that, but I need size confirmation from someone.
We'll look it up afterwards.
Because I feel like they don't get that big.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even if we went with the smallest size estimate people were throwing out, 6 to 7 feet, like standing up is what I'm imagining when they give that height. I'm thinking honey badger or honey bear from nose to tail.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they're measuring. That's usually how they measure animals.
Yeah.
But something standing up, people are usually judging the height from that. So that's a really big honey bear.
It's trying to reach up there for his honey. But yeah.
Unless when they say honey bear, they actually mean a real bear.
A bear that gets honey?
Yeah, but I don't...
The bare nest.
I mean, I was thinking Winnie the Pooh, but
He's
a honey bear.
He's not a real bear. He's a toy.
Okay, but that's it for me on my notes.
That's it for your notes.
I had a lot.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah. It was interesting.
It was a very interesting,
Yeah.
short little like snippet there.
A lot different from our last cryptid.
No mystery, and then like, whoa, too much.
Right. A lot of people just had a summary of the first family, the Harrison, reading just pretty much talking about it, and then they left it at that.
Mm-hmm.
I like this one because it's like the whole town got involved. Like
everyone throwing in their 2 cents.
I love that.
That line, oh my god. What was it? You start one word, and once it gets around town, it's a dictionary.
You can put one word right here, and then the time it gets around the block, you got a dictionary. That's a great line. That's a great line. I love that kind of thing.
We're going to do that. That's going to be our quote instead of the Cryptid Guess Who.
I know, right?
Oh, that's a good one.
But yeah.
Yeah. Anything else you want to add to the Momo Man?
Nope.
Nope.
It's fun times.
Fun times, Momo Man.
Fun
All
with
right. So, are we ready for a Cryptid Guess Who then? So people can guess what our next cryptid will be in 2024.
Momo Man, if you're listening, I believe you're real. I don't think you're a badger.
Honey bear. They said a honey bear in the article,
Yes.
so we have to be consistent.
Honey bear.
Like I said, I'm not sure if a honey bear. I feel like it is. It's another nickname for a honey badger, or at least they're cousins. I'm not sure.
Primo.
But yeah.
Yeah, anyway.
Okay. Anyways.
Cryptid for 2024.
2024. Oh my God, we're coming in the end of the year.
Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Slurp.
Slurpy, slurpy, slurp. Okay, you ready?
I'm ready.
Again, we need like a transition into the next segment.
We need some music.
Something fun. Okay. On the Isle of Man roams this boar-faced creature. Squared feet wrapped in calico is another feature. Potentially thought to be a giant's grand steed, he is now known to wander at a tranquil speed.
Like a giant, like a big person's like horse?
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Well, like his ride. It's
Yeah, no,
not
no.
a horse,
No,
but
no, like a ride, yeah. Like a steed.
yeah.
Interesting.
Hence the word grand
I forgot what
steed.
this one looks like. So,
Very interesting.
very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah, no, if I say that, that's going to be a big clue.
Yeah, just leave it that.
No, I was like, we were joking about
Oh,
using
Yeah,
a
okay.
certain ingredient
Yes,
for
I-
this one.
yes, I remember now.
Yeah, which I still kind of want to do.
We will use it. Anyway,
Anyways, if you guys think you know what the cryptid is from the riddle I just read, if you need me to read it again, I will, just to spite Eric.
I know.
But no, I feel like we're on a good roll. So you can go back and listen. And I have it posted in our show notes. It's a good time to drop in. We do show notes, so you can find all the information that we shared in the episode as a quick, like, recap. There we go. That's the word I was looking for. But yeah, you can comment on our show notes, email us, contacts@sipsandspirits.com. I swear I've got this. Or we also post the sound bite of the riddle on our Instagram, and you can comment there, drop it in our stories, wherever you want. I keep
DM
track
us.
of it. And then
DM Chelsea, DM me.
I shout you out in the next Cryptid
Yes,
Cocktail
you have.
episode. And we've had some fun guesses. Sometimes they've stumped people, which is kind of exciting. Because we have one guesser who, like, almost always gets it. And I
Yes.
was like, oh, I stumped her. I was so excited.
I think because it's such a regional-based cryptid, that's why we stumped them.
I don't know. She's gotten a lot of, like,
She got
US
some weird ones, yeah.
She's,
No, I'm just saying, like, just US because it is US based, but it's like,
This is very, well, it's like very state specific.
yeah. Like, I wonder if, like, do we have any friends in Missouri?
Yeah.
We do. I was like, I wonder if they know about it, kind of thing. So, but yeah, no.
I'm sure they do.
I don't know. I know about the, whatchamacallit, little white walking
Oh,
thing.
The Nightcrawlers,
There
the
we go.
Fresno Nightcrawlers.
Yeah, I know. Mentioned to you
Well,
about it.
this is just because your wife watched like weird shows before you came in to provide her weirdness for her.
Okay.
I swear, it was called Factor Fate, I think.
I didn't remember that show.
Yeah.
I saw that show.
Where like people would send in videotapes and they would try to figure out if they could recreate it.
Mm-hmm.
That was I loved that show so much, but I don't even think I was like, I think I was watching episodes on YouTube or something, but whatever. Neither here nor there.
Whatever.
I think it was when like Hulu was still like free,
Hulu.
you know, and
Oh,
you
yeah, I
just
remember
had
that.
to watch ads.
Yeah, I remember that.
I think that's how I watched it. Now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
We
Anyway.
were like, let's get going. So that's how you do it. You guys guess the riddle, any of those places, and you will be included. Doesn't matter where you submit your guess.
It
Do the
doesn't
place
matter
that's
if you're
most
right or wrong.
comfortable.
We will include you.
Yeah, we do.
We appreciate the participation.
And we've gotten some guesses that were like, what is that?
Yeah.
I want to know what that is. I hope it's in our deck.
Hope it's on our deck, or if not, future episodes.
If not, it's like I've already got a list going of things that might not be in our deck.
There we go.
Because we haven't looked through that deck.
Nope. We personally bought it, and we didn't. When we first bought it, we didn't even start going through. We just shuffled it and drew the first cards.
Mhm.
So we're excited for that.
Yep. All right. So
Anyway,
Are we ready to move on to Hauntings Behind the Bar?
Yes.
All right, there we go. And we got the good little segue into it this time, too.
There we
Instead
go.
of like, we read the riddle, let's start that.
Come on. Yeah.
All right, so as we alluded to earlier, life has been busy.
Really?
Yeah?
It has.
Dead silence.
I know.
Yes, it has.
No, life has
oh
been-
my gosh. I don't know what it is. I don't feel like we have that much more on our plate, but at the same time we do. Moving in has taken a little bit more of a toll than we thought. We're finally, like, from moving in January, finally kind of really now claiming the space as ours.
Yeah.
Um,
So it's finally like, settled to what we're okay to like being here the way it is for the next foreseeable future.
Yep.
Without like having to like remodel.
or just, work around my grandmother's stuff. It's now properly packed away.
Yeah.
We don't have to worry about those things getting ruined or messed up until my uncles and my dad get to go through it. So, but it's like, I don't know, adjusting to life with a kindergartner in public school,
That's been
or
fun.
I've had a lot with one of my consistent contract jobs. They've been requesting a lot of me, so it's been a distraction because it's nice to get the extra money because my money gets to be the extra like spending fun money. Because Eric takes care of all the bills for us, which I'm so thankful for.
Yeah.
But anytime we want to really do something extra, if I can put in those hours to
Just-
make it really comfortable, like we can make extra stuff happen
yeah.
with just your income.
With income,
but-
it does. We just gotta plan it, but like to make it more comfortable without having to be like, okay, we only have this much budget versus like, sure, we can make this do whatever we want.
Yeah, but my main job is being an at-home mom.
Yeah.
And then just, I don't know. It's just been weird. I can't figure out where the time's going.
I know. It goes going up and down 17-foot ladder to put up lights and then take it back down and put it back up again.
We'll have to talk about that. That should be in our next episode.
We will talk about that
Yeah,
next episode.
because that was an adventure.
So stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
But yeah.
We also did, if you guys missed it or if you checked it out, we did an Instagram live of our 50th episode recording
Our episode comes
last Friday.
Our episode will be posted 2 episodes from now.
Right. So our 50th episode will still post in 4 weeks at the end of
December.
So it'll be December 28th, I think,
Mm-hmm.
is the date. But we went ahead and did a sort of behind the scenes, find out what it's like to film an episode and record an episode of Sips and Spirits for our 50th episode on Instagram. And it was 2 hours long, which we knew the 50th episode was going to run a little bit longer. The actual edited episode will not be that long. But it was very fun.
Good.
And thanks for the people who joined in. That was so exciting.
Thank you guys.
Yeah.
And why not?
You seem like you want to
No,
tell me something.
I would just look at the.
Oh, okay.
I was making sure it's still running. God dang. I did a.
You did a very fun Would You Rather.
Rather?
I don't want you to spoil it
No.
until the episode comes
Yeah,
out.
I did a different Would You Rather, and I would like you guys. I like an opinion what you guys think of that.
I loved it.
And it's something that I can do more often. Is just
Prepping it ahead of
It's
time.
prepping
Having the
the-
time to prep
having the
for
prep
it.
time too. So if it's something you guys like, I can do more of those kind of things moving forward.
I vote yay. It's one of my favorite things to do. So
I might have to do one like that every so often. I gotta build something just to put in my repertoire.
you gotta sneak it in, I think. Make
Yeah.
it a surprise when it's
Oh,
gonna
for sure.
happen. But yeah. We're moving from a haunted autumn into a spooky winter.
Spooky winter.
I'm like, I see these notes. What should we mean by
I don't know. You wrote them. You didn't talk to me about them.
Also, I made a fun little spread on our buffet in the dining room.
Mhm.
I call it the Hungry Ghost. So I repurposed like our little ghost figurines I put out for Halloween because I've been collecting them because of Sips and Spirits as like backdrop props, which you can see they're so proudly displayed here, she said, while they're not
Mhm.
displayed here.
As she points back here behind us.
I was like, the ghosts. Yeah, they're in the Hungry Ghost.
They're not here. They're somewhere else. We'll throw a picture of it in here.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
But so I did that. That was really fun. I was like, oh, look, I unintentionally made autumn Thanksgiving spooky, and these ghosts look hungry. So it's perfect. Now we decorated the front of our house with lights, which are lights wrapped down into our 12-foot skeleton because we didn't bother taking him down because, yes, we are those people.
And also, my son would have been devastated.
He was not happy we were putting Halloween. I was putting Halloween away.
He is very devastated. The stores do not have Halloween
Yes,
still. He
he's
goes to
outraged.
stores and he goes like, I want to go here. I'm like, you don't have Halloween.
Because they had
Why
Halloween.
Why don't they have
Like-
Halloween? And I'm like, you know what? Go ask him.
Yeah.
Go ask him. Stores, you should keep Halloween year round.
Yeah, just stay open.
My son wants to go to you guys and wants me to buy him consistent stuff. If
Yeah.
you do, I'll buy it.
Yeah, because he's a in the shop shopper.
Yes.
He doesn't like online shopping is not a concept. Like,
Yeah, he's like, I want to touch it. I want to grab it and take it with me.
yep.
God dang.
Yeah. So there's been that, and the lawn will be decorated with more festive skeletons, festive frights
Festive frights.
as we move into December.
Hopefully we have those all read up for next episode.
Yeah, that's my plan. That's my goal. I actually want this all like festive out.
Decked out.
Festive.
Deck the house with balls of holly.
And then we have 2 more episodes. Whoa. What's going on over there? The Momo Man is coming out.
I was singing the song, Deck the House.
Last part.
Anyway, so we have 2 episodes left before we do our break.
Yep.
If you guys been listening to us for quite a while, we take a break at the end of December. We come back around February.
Mhm.
Mostly to like iron out things, be like, hey, what's working, what's not working, make plans to do that.
Give ourselves a little break.
This is when she starts planning for Midsummer Scream, and she's like, let's do all this. And I'm like,
No, I'm not there yet.
she will be.
I'm not.
Kind of thing.
I don't know.
But we'll see. And whatnot. But yeah, so check out our last 2 episodes. We have a special episode coming up next.
Mhm.
We're
And
very excited
then-
for it. And then we have our 50th episode anniversary. 50 episodes!
Woohoo! I'm so
Actually,
excited.
51, but 50 episodes!
It's 50.
I know.
50 in number.
50 number. We're very excited for that. And check it out. It's going to be a fun laugh for everybody.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
It was very fun recording it when
was
we
very
did the
fun.
live, and I think you guys are going to I hope you get a kick out of it. We really, I don't know, did something silly and fun with it, and I think it worked.
It was a good time.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And then we're going to take a little break, take a look at what worked, what didn't. Do we want to go back to visiting some more spirits? Do we want to do like liquor spirits? Do we want to do more non-alcoholic episodes? And if you guys are curious, interested in giving your own like feedback on that, you can always reach out via email. You can respond to our email newsletters.
Yeah.
You can DM us on Instagram. We
We're
are open
Two
to
suggestions.
or even just hearing your honest feedback on what you did or didn't like, or what you felt worked, or what you feel maybe we need to what's the word, flesh out a little bit more.
I also apologize. I shaved for Halloween. He hasn't grown back all the way. He'll come back.
Yeah, I think we addressed that in RSLE.
I don't remember.
Well, but that's pretty much it for what's been going on behind the bar.
Mhm.
And we'll have the date for when we plan to return, hopefully in the next episode,
Yes.
because I know we didn't announce it in the 50th because we haven't actually had a chance to sit and talk about it.
Nope.
Yep.
We recorded the last episode before the second to last episode. This brings me memories of original Cryptid episodes.
Oh man, we were all over the place with that episode. Like, wait. It hasn't happened yet. This episode's happening after it.
Yes.
But we haven't recorded it yet. I feel like we're jumping back to our old like card pulling
I
days.
know, exactly. But anyway, with that
Time
being
to
said,
wrap up.
let's wrap it up. Thanks for sipping along with us. We want to keep those spirits flowing, so please be sure to show your support by reviewing and subscribing to our podcast. If you enjoy the show, be sure to share it with others. Tell them about it. Hey, we have 50 episodes with 50 different cocktails. We have a few other cocktails sprinkled around there. Kind of thing, you know? Come check it out. Come share stuff. You know, if you want some spooky times for the holiday season,
Mhm.
we got some.
We got you.
We got you.
Yep. And we have an email newsletter. Come join us via sipsandspirits.com/happy hour, or you can join on our link tree at any social media platform that we're on. We're on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, blah, 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 blah.
X.
I forget what they are anymore. Oh, yeah, it's not Twitter anymore. It's X, huh?
Yes.
So you can subscribe through any of those just by clicking on our Linktree link that says email newsletter. Yeah, apparently I can't keep it together.
Nope, you're not.
But I'm very proud of where our email has gone. It is the best way to keep in touch and know what's going on, especially when we take our usually
Break.
2-month break before we jump back into episodes.
Yes.
So definitely be sure to give us a follow to keep in touch. Those email newsletters come out every opposing week. We don't have an episode.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I highly encourage it if you guys get the time or prefer an easy way to keep up with people without having to go on the socials.
When social media doesn't put us out there, you can find us in your emails.
Yeah.
And then your emails can put us in your spam.
You had to go and depress me.
Of course. That's what I
But
do.
anyways, if you're listening to us or watching us, we are available on all podcast hosts
All of them.
and on YouTube. So if you prefer a more visual experience, you can come and watch us on YouTube. Just look up Sips and Spirits and we will be the first thing that pops up. We now have 60 subscribers, so thank you to all 60 of those people who
Yay.
follow and watch our episodes. It really means a lot to us.
Yes.
But we are also available on all those podcast hosts if you're watching us and you actually prefer a more verbal experience, oratory experience. Wait, no.
You were talking about watching us.
Uh-huh.
And
We are on all the podcast platforms, I said.
yes.
So, Spotify, Apple
Yes, yes,
Music,
yes.
Apple Podcasts, blah, blah, blah.
If you want to hear and not watch.
Instead of watching. Yeah,
there
that's
we
what I
go.
was saying.
It confused me the way you were talking.
We also have a website, sipsandspirits.com, which you can go to, find all our show notes, listen
All
to
our
our latest
recipes.
episodes, get all our recipes, and even, I'm going to drop it in there, find ways to support us. We have a few places that we are affiliates with, and they but we have gotten our barware from some of them. We have gotten little pins from others. So there's some fun things. And we try really hard if we do affiliate with anyone
Yep.
that it's something we want.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, something that we actually want to have in ourselves. So we affiliate with somebody that we think you guys would like to.
Mm-hmm. And both of those things give you a little kickback. You get a little discount off of them depending what you choose.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's it, I think. Are we ready for our last call?
Well, that's for our class call for toasting away.
Close this tab and cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, babe.
There we go.